to be working with a couple of great people that are involved with making what is happening with this Pollinate Penn project here with us tonight. First of all, it includes all of you who came to support it. So number one, we thank you all for your participation, the donation to the cause. It really is a conservation movement that we're trying to make happen here. Put Reading on the map, put your businesses on the map, and we're really appreciative of everything that you've done to be involved. Come to see us tonight and be involved with the project. Is there a bee? What? There they are. So thank. Oh, nice. That's nice. So everyone here who came tonight, thank you for your sponsorship. Thank you for your participation. We do have a few people that have of our corporate sponsors that I'd like to give a quick opportunity to say hello and talk a little bit about their participation. So the first person I'd like to say hello to is Brad Stevenson from Newcastle Lawn and Landscaping. Brad has developed the aviary piece. Brandon, who you're going to meet, is our in-house beekeeper and just an awesome guy. We started this whole thing. I'm going to leave him for last. But Brad came in after the project started because he wanted to give back to the community and wanted to give back to this movement of conservation that we're doing, and came in and said, hey, let's design a cool area on your rooftop to host these bees. So you all came in and said, let's donate and get a planter and donate to the cause of the conservation of bees. Brad came in and said, I'm going to create a whole entire garden up on the rooftop to help with that too. So he's actually creating an area, and in the fall when we have our harvest, we'll have a little bit more activity on the rooftop. We're going to do a harvesting party, which as a sponsor that you're all here today, you'll be invited back to a little harvest party that we'll do where you collect some of the honey, and we'll do a little more up top. I am going to take some people through if you'd like to see the hives. We're going to take small groups up today right after this and show you the space and what we have in mind. But Brad's company came out and decided that they were going to donate the space up there, some walkways, an area for future dining experiences, so look for that at the hotel. We're doing some in-room dining with that happening, and so you can go actually have an event on the rooftop, an intimate dinner with our chef and some people. So just an all-around great guy to just step up and say, I'm here for the cause. What can I contribute? And here's Brad Stevenson.
Thank you, Dan. So let's just be clear. I actually didn't do anything.
Come on.
My team over here, Tricia Voss, Tricia Williams, and Phil Neary, they're the ones that came up with the design. So I couldn't even put my belt on right today. I had to call Phil. I have one of those ratchet belts, and I didn't know how to unlock it. I had to call Phil and ask him how to do that. So that's how important my team is. That's actually the true story there. We're just really happy to be a part of this whole project. I met Craig Poole about 6 months ago. He's pretty much changed my life, and I know pretty much everybody he meets, your lives change because he's such an awesome guy.
Absolutely.
So a round of applause for Craig Poole. How about that? So I actually told him when I grow up I want to be just like him, but if I could be a quarter of him, that'd be awesome. Because he's that great of a guy, and really his mission with Dan, with Tony Reese, with the whole team, Frank, everybody I've met here, their mission is something to really look at and kind of judge yourself against, and we're just super happy to be a part of it and be a part of this whole thing. Again, what Dan said, we came in like on the tail end. Brandon, Nigel, you guys put in the work. Dan. We came in and got all the accolades, but they're the ones that put the groundwork in and really put the work to get this thing going. We just kind of threw in what we would do upstairs. So their vision is pretty cool, and we're just really happy to be a part of it.
That's very humble of you. Thank you, and thank you for your participation. So a next vendor sponsor was integral in kind of moving the project forward, kind of the grease in the wheels, making things happen, pushing me, pushing Brandon. It's Nigel from the Saltbox Soap Company, who's here, one of our corporate sponsors. So Nigel, say hi.
Thank you. I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Like Dan said earlier, it's really important that we have the support from people like you that want to come here and pollinate Penn Street. It's so very important that we get some good things going on in this city, and I'm really excited to be a part of this. Brandon and I talked about this in the car about 2.5 months ago, and I said we need to talk to Craig Poole. They have this rooftop garden. Let's get some bees in the city. And it kind of just like snowballed from there. Craig, Dan, everybody was super excited about it and said, let's do this. And that's what it's about. It's about discussing things and just getting some stuff done. And we rocked this. We really did. We did. So I'm excited. I thank all of you for coming tonight. And now I'm going to introduce you to the beekeeper. I'm sorry.
We're going to save him from last. We have
sorry.
We have a really special sponsor who jumped in at the end to say, we want to be a part of this. We want to drive this community. We believe in the hotel's mission. It mirrors their mission. Visions Federal Credit Union is here, and they've done a really nice thing in jumping in the end to sponsor selflessly. Sponsor 20 planters and a beehive on our rooftop. They'll be donating planters to the Reading corridor, to the community here at large, for those businesses who didn't participate but would like to put out planters in front of their businesses for the beautification of this street and the avenue. So I would like to thank Visions Federal Credit Union and Lizette Epps to come up and say a few words. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So at Visions, we're really proud to sponsor. We have been partners with the hotel for quite some time, doing a lot of work. The city of Reading is important to us. DoubleTree, Craig Poole, the family here is important to us. And it's really just a matter of doing what's right for the city and just giving back. You know, it's about helping other people and about making the city sustainable for years to come for not just us, but our children. So we're really, really happy to be here, be a part of this program, and looking forward to seeing where all these bees are going to be. So thank you.
Thanks. One of the great things that they have done with our employees, pre-COVID we had 209 employees, and Visions came in selflessly again and sat and mentored our employees in financial responsibility. And as a result of their coaching and mentoring, showing them the way to great or better credit scores, many of our staff were able to buy homes and improve their credit, all because of their selfless commitment to the community, and we appreciate that as well. Thank you very much. So last but not least, our star beekeeper, the guy with like the kahunas to like pull out bees out of a hive and bring them down to a bar. I'm just saying, craziness. We're gonna go up and see these hives, and they're very active, a lot more active than I thought would be. So Brandon Moyer came to us with this project, and he's been our beekeeper, and he put the bees on the roof. He's the whole bee business. I'll let him tell a story, but he wasn't a beekeeper pre-COVID, right? So he decided he was going to do something over it. Like, talk about an example of I decided to do something over COVID, and I pivoted. I hate that word, but he pivoted and became a beekeeper. So I'm going to let him tell his story, but he's a great guy. If you want a bee hive on your roof, on your business, if you want to tell the story even further with your company, Brandon's available, but he rocks. So here's Brandon.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the DoubleTree for hosting this. Thanks for all the corporate sponsors. This is something that we could not have done without you. So give yourself a round of applause for just coming here, please. So pre-COVID, I own a small cleaning company, and once we had the shutdown happen, I was like, you know what? I want to go into this shutdown learning something new and something that I've never done before. And beekeeping was that. It was interesting at first, very daunting, especially sticking your hand into a hive that has 30,000 stinging insects. But once you get over the fear, you become very hypnotized by the beauty of the honeybee and what they can do. It's just absolutely amazing. And by the Uncle Bee's side business, if you will, I want to devote the space for educational time with people that they can learn about the honeybees, what they do to our community, how important it is to have events like this and get the community involved in just rebuilding the downtown, beautifying it. And it's simply just by planting plants for these amazing pollinators. So I'm not going to take too much time, but again, thank you. If anyone wants to go upstairs, we'll get a group together and I'll be able to explain more of that educational value that you're all looking for, and then we'll go from there. So again, I greatly appreciate everyone coming today, and just let's have some fun.
Lastly, I just wanted to thank our good friend, our in-house band, and our great friends, Frank McCracken and Barry, our guitarist, who just came out and just donated their time tonight to be a part of the cause and support what we do here at the hotel and our mission here at the hotel. So thank you very much. We're going to do small tours starting now. Are you okay with that?
Yep.
5, 6, 7 people at a time. Brandon will take up and give a quick tour, a quick look at things. I know Brad's here too as well to take some people up, so maybe we can get 2 groups up at a time. So if anybody's interested, head your way to the elevator and we'll get you upstairs and take a look at the aviary and what's going upstairs. Again, thank you very much for coming. Thank you for your investment in the city, the community, in this hotel. We appreciate your support. Thank you very much.
Greg just walked in. All right, well, come on over. Let's go.
My mask. Wait, we're gonna go to the next one.
Nobody wants to go with me, Brandon.
We do. We're going with him.
Staying down for... No. You're going to stay back a certain distance, okay?
2 groups at a time.
Yes, we got them on board. They'll be doing the rooftop high.
Instructions. They would love to have bees over there.
Uh-oh.
You have a count?
Yeah.
Brandon don't know how to count.
All right.
Oops, sorry. Sorry.
So when you guys get up there and outside, just stay about 25, 30 feet away. All right?
Unless your name won't change care about
Are we going out here?
Yep.
I feel like we're only on the second floor.
You are. Wait, you get out of the room. A suite. Maybe everyone just come over here then. So this is a new floating deck that they just installed. It'll be finished next week with all the plants around the entire beehives. There's going to be some structure up above here, and what? Is there another bee?
There's a juvenile delinquent.
They're going to have a 12-seat table out here, so guests can come out, enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner out here, and special events as well.
Okay.
So you go to see the hives and how they function and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is, here's Brad. So maybe he'll explain more of the details because he's the designer.
Awesome.
And next month, this whole roof will bloom. So there'll be a flower on this whole thing, and the bees will just be all over
What
it.
type of
It's, I
plant
believe
is
it's
that?
sedum.
It's sedum.
Yeah, it's
there's
designed by
different
Penn
varieties.
State actually for erosion correction on highways.
Nice.
Yep.
We made sure the boards were
When
nice
will they
and
be
close.
blooming next month?
Next month. Yep. June.
More so they can come in, so we can get a lesson.
So our material came down through the parking garage. We had a step ladder up and we just slid everything down. These are all floating decks, so it'll be able to move. There's not a whole lot of compression down on the soil because with a green roof you don't want to compress stuff. And we wanted it to look a little bit more natural, so let the sedum grow in between the cracks. And then over by the beehive, we're going to have planters around the beehive. Again, we kind of held back because we're concerned with the weight, so we wanted to talk to engineers before. Actually had a nightmare that somebody was dining here and they fell through. So I'm like, hey, let's check on this.
Yes, of course. Yes.
But we, putting planters around and doing some like a pollinating garden, so that the bees don't have to go out too far. They're gonna hang out here, plus go out into the city also. But it'll be a cool little area that people. This area we're gonna extend 3 feet by 3 feet on either side to get a larger table. The log we milled up was we just didn't have enough wood for a larger deck, but that'll be coming either next week or the following week. So it was a pretty cool project. The whole team enjoyed it, and it was a little warm up here, and took a couple breaks and we got through it.
Not that I know. I've never. I'd have to find out. So.
Okay, that's all right.
She is.
I got you.
I have a
I'll just.
question. I have a question.
You're not
Question.
allergic.
Oh wait, we got a question over here,
Not
Brandon.
allergic, she's a question.
Question.
Okay, so say you have a hive in your backyard in the city of Reading,
Yeah.
in an urban area.
Yep.
What are the chances of bees stinging a child or an animal? No.
Just about zero. The only way that bee will sting is if you're inside their hive or messing with it. Honeybees sting one time, and it's to defend their house. That's it. They're
So-
not like wasps where they can sting multiple times, or the ones you step on in the grass.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not like them. They're very docile.
Okay, so they won't go after
No.
anyone.
No. Nope. The only way is if they're messing with that actual box.
Okay.
Yep. And they're Italian bees, so they're much calmer, unlike the human counterpart.
Okay. Well, where do you get your bees?
So you can get them in the mail. There's companies that will ship them directly to your front porch. I get mine from Kentucky. Or you can do a pickup somewhere up north in Pennsylvania as well. I prefer getting them shipped just because if you're a busy person, you don't have a lot of time to drive. And
They don't die en route. Or,
nope.
where do you get the queen?
Same company. They'll ship her right on top of the box. The
So
package.
one queen per hive.
That's correct. There can only be one queen bee.
One queen bee. Okay.
So if you guys want, I'll go inside the hive and lift the frame out, show you what it looks like.
Brandon, how many bees are in each hive?
Right now, you're probably looking at about 6,000 bees in each hive. Now this one, this is new. This was a swarm out front of the DoubleTree last week. So I caught that in the bush. So, yep, 3 bees. Yep.
3 bees. Yeah, you're full of jokes.
What can I say? All right, so if you start seeing a lot of bees going around me and you don't feel comfortable, step back. But just want to give you a heads up, okay? Don't try this at home.
They tell her, go back. Intruders. Is that what they tell her?
So you see the brown cover there? That's brood. Right there. Beautiful pattern. These will be babies in the next week or two. Same pattern here. The queen lays up to 2,000 eggs a day.
Wow.
So she's busy. And that's her job through her entire lifetime. She lives 3 to 4 years. You'll see some bigger areas up here, this is drones. Drones are the male bees. They don't have stingers. The only job for the drone is to mate with the queen. That's it. Once they mate, then they die.
How do you extract the honey from
The
those?
honey is in here.
Well, how do you extract the honey?
So just say this is in here. I pull the frame out.
Yeah.
I put it in a centrifuge. It spins so fast that it extracts the honey outward against the wall and then just comes into a filter. Just drain right out. Yep. And the beeswax too. So before I put that in the centrifuge, you can cut the beeswax right off. Let it fall into a bucket. You can reuse the beeswax for candles, soaps, butters, things like that. So it's very beneficial for the beauty and skin and other aspects of the body. But obviously the honey is the most beneficial part of this whole thing. You can see, I don't know if you can see any shiny texture here. Can you see that? Can you see the shininess? Yes. That's nectar. So nectar becomes honey. That's the stage. So when the honeybee visits a flower, absorbs the nectar, comes back to the hive, and throws up the nectar in other mouths of honeybees 4 or 5 times. They pass it back and forth, putting enzymes back into it, and then when they feel it's ready, they'll regurgitate it in the honeycomb, and then they'll flap it with their wings, lower the water content to about 17%, and then they'll cap it. Then that's officially honey. That's why honey lasts forever. There's not a lot of water content in there. I'll bring another frame out. Same pattern with the brood. They store honey up there in the corners. They'll store bee bread, which is called pollen, but beekeepers call it bee bread because that's what it looks like. More pattern here. Any questions? How long do they live? So bees live up to 4 weeks. So when they're born, they become nurse bees right off the bat. Once they hatch out of their brood nest, out of the comb, they'll clean out their very own cells, and then they'll assist with the new babies for about a week or 2. And then they move on to, they can be security bees, or they can move on to assistance with the queen. And then the last stage is foraging. That's when they're about 3-4 weeks old. They go out, find the nectar and the pollen, and bring it back. So it's about 4 weeks that they live. That's why she has to keep laying eggs. That's why it's 2,000. They can fly up to 6 miles one way. So very far distance. That's their water source. So they, like us, they need fresh water to cool down. They'll drink the water, bring it in. That's how they keep the core temperature of the hive down. If it gets too hot inside the hive, they will all come out and spill out the front and hang. It looks like a beard. It's called bearding. It's just them trying to cool off the hive and themselves. So yeah, they will sense. So if I kill one, they'll sense that. They'll think there's danger. If they sting you, if one stings you, that pheromone will be released and many more will come after you. So that's why it's important that, you know, if you have kids and stuff, make sure they're not around this. If they have a beekeeper suit on, then they're protected. You know, but I know a lot of kids from the groups that I follow, they're beekeeper kids. They're all involved in this. So as long as you know what you're doing, it can be safe for everyone. So that's a very good question. So beehives that